This is the Cross-Eyed Channel, and I am your host, Brian. And this evening, a good friend of mine, Joshua Cruz, is joining us for the first time, hopefully the first of many. But for this particular evening, we'll be discussing the topic of rap. And so to kick that off, let me read a quote to you by none other than JC himself. He summarized it briefly, and I think this is a working definition perhaps we can build on in our discussion tonight. He says, rap is poetry. Rap is poetry. So with that, let's first have our guest briefly introduce himself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and also thank you for joining us.
No problem. My name is Joshua Cruz, and I work for CPS, Chicago Public School. I also work for the Chicago Park District, and I like to do music on the side. So yeah.
Nice. So we'll dive into that as to why you like doing music and all of that. But how about we start off by first with a definition? Can you, and I know there's many definitions that can be given for this, but I want to hear your take on it. What is rap?
No, I think that the Jay-Z quote like summed it up. It is poetry. I was also thinking about like, how is it distinct from like spoken word or just even other poetry? I think it has to do also with like, having music behind it. But yeah, I mean, it's something, I personally, like, I like started off like doing spoken word and poetry. I've always been into writing poetry, and I think I distinguish it from like with the music behind it.
So would you say then it was like a natural transition then from going from, spoken word or writing poetry to like your interest in rap and why you like rap?
I think like I grew up like listening to rap. I've always like in the back of my mind, like, hey man, I wanted to be a rapper or whatever. But, I never like the sound of my voice is really cringy to me. So I didn't think that I could ever like overcome that. But just even like just writing poetry, which rap is poetry. I think there's differences in terms of like writing rap songs and writing like spoken word. And I'm just trying to develop the rap aspect more and more because I've gotten into it, more and more in terms of like personally writing.
So along the way, who have been like your favorite rappers and why?
Well, I grew up like listening to um, Ludacris, Snoop Dogg, and then I got introduced to like Shy Lynn and like Lamp Mold Records and Cross Movement and Reach Records, and then I kind of got back into like listening more. I mean, Eminem is still rapping, so I listen to his new stuff and also his old stuff. NF, and then I would say like J. Cole, Kendrick, a little bit. Snow the Prod is someone that I like enjoy listening to like her both. So yeah, so I have a couple that I listen to.
Yeah, that's quite a variety. You got some old rappers, some newer guys, some that are Christian rappers, and some that are not. But why do you like these guys? Well, what about the particular rappers you mentioned? What is it that you like about their rap?
I like I would say I like their content, how they sound, their flow, um, their I guess emphasis on uh, like um pronouncing a word that they'll like rhyme with, their uh, pronunciation, their like beat selection, and just like creativity um, overall. Like as I've gotten more into like trying to write raps and stuff, I'm just like I'm not really my listening is not so much like I do enjoy the music, but also learning like their sentence structure, their flow, their cadence, their pronunciation, and things of that sort. So it's more intentional when I listen as opposed to, hey, this is a cool song. I like to, vibe to it. So, and that's something that I'm still learning. So,
Nice, nice. And I think you mentioned to me before something about like rhyme scheme. Is that something you've also been paying a little more attention to as you listen to these guys, or even as you yourself work on in your writing?
yeah, like it's not like when I listen to them in particular, I would say like Eminem in particular, like his, like, it's not your typical like stanza of rhyming, like roses are red, violets are blue, sugar is sweet, and so are you. So like the end um, word is typical rhyming, but they like the more the more I try to like study it, the more I can see like there's internal rhyme schemes. There's rhyming of vowels. There's like rhyming mid sentence, which you wouldn't particularly wow, like he made this word rhyme. There's bending of words. So how you pronounce a word, you pronounce a word may not be accurate, but you bend its like how it sounds in order to rhyme and fit a rhyme scheme. Like there's so much that goes into it, and I'm like, bruh, I didn't know that there was, there's a lot more than just like your typical rhyme pattern, which I'm like accustomed to just like writing poetry, but I'm learning a lot in terms of that. So I'm trying to develop that. And then when I listen to like music or uh particularly rap, um, I try to find like, okay, what is this person rhyming? How are they rhyming? Why does it sound the way it does sound? And trying to analyze it like that.
Nice, no, that's cool, man. And is that as you've been doing more of that, you've obviously been doing some of your own rap, correct? And what's that been like, and how's that been for you? That whole journey of kind of putting not only writing, but even like rehearsing, practicing, rapping it out loud, perhaps in front of others, or and even to the point of recording it. How's that been for you?
Um, it's been I know at the beginning I was kind of like hesitant because like I mentioned before, I don't like how I sound. It's very cringy to me. I think more, yeah. But the more that I like practice, the more I built that confidence. And so when I listen to myself, like after I record a song, like it doesn't sound as cringy as it was before because I'm rapping with confidence. I'm also like practicing cadence and flow and things of that sort. So I think like the more practice, the more that I do it, the more practice I get in. Um, the less, you know, I mean, the more confident that I am, the less it doesn't sound as cringy. And to some people that I've showed it to, they say it sounds pretty good, and I've gotten feedback and stuff. So, um, but yeah, I mean, it's been a long journey, I would say, in terms of making music and stuff. Um, but it's been very like helpful, and I really do enjoy it. So
And I'm assuming that's something you're going to continue to do, right? Is it more of a hobby now, or is it gonna be take on, I guess, greater attention as you move forward with it? Or what are your plans, if any, or you have any particular goals with it? Or is it more just out of pure entertainment and just enjoyment and delight?
yeah, like I would like I don't want to like make it a like okay, I want to make it big or like make money off. Like I just really do enjoy it. It's kind of like when, other things that I like to do, like play basketball, um, go work out, like certain things that are very enjoyable to me. You know, try to continue to do those things in music or make, writing raps is like something I've developed over the years, and it is something that I do want to get better at. Uh, that I do want to, produce more music, but in terms of like financials, I'm not doing it. I mean, I don't even think people would pay to listen. That's number one. But I just enjoy it and I do it. Hopefully to have people listen to it, or at least the people that I choose to reveal it to, that they can enjoy it and say, hey, you're pretty good. So
So where will someone find your music? Like if someone was interested in checking it out, see how cringy you really sound or not. Where can they go and find your music?
well, I mean, um I got two albums that it's on like a private link that I'm not that I don't control. But like I'm hopefully in the near future I'm gonna create a YouTube channel to have like my music. Um and it's not link is just gonna be out there for just anybody to listen to it. Um so that's kind of like in the works. I have like two songs I need to finish, and then after I'm done with those two songs, I wanna create a YouTube channel. So there's nothing at the moment. Like I have a private link, and if I choose to send it to somebody, then they can listen to it. But as of now, it's still in the works.
Got you. So nothing public at the moment. Got you. So what do you rap about? Like what is it that you've been rapping about, writing about?
Um. So yeah. So I rap about like my life, my experience. I also rap about like what the Lord has done in my life, and I also just there's a couple songs that I rap just like certain topics that I just try to practice like my flow and my rap. So it's not like, so if it's something personal of mine, or I'm rapping about someone, or rapping like what the Lord has done in my life, or rapping about the Lord, there are certain songs that I try to like, okay, let me practice on certain flows and rhyme schemes to try to get better at. So, but I would say that's kind of the content that I rap about.
And how do you go about rapping? Like the how do you start? What's your approach? How does this all like unfold? How do you as an artist, as someone interested in rap who likes to write and rap, how do you go about your thing? How do you do that?
So my process is, first I listen to a beat. The beat kind of gets me in the mood, makes me feel a certain way, and whatever that beat, like if I listen to a beat, um, and it's making me feel a certain way, then I would try to like, rap to like what I'm feeling. Sometimes I find beats that have already a hook or a chorus, and whatever the hook or the chorus is like thinking about, I'll try to cater um my uh, my raps to that. So there's a connection between the verses and the hook. Um, and so yeah, so like that's kind of like my process in terms of like trying to write a song, because there is a difference, you know, like I mentioned with like spoken word, and also just there's people like who know how to rap, and there's people who know how to rap and make a song, and those are two different things. Like, I've like I still watch like battle rap, but I've listened to a lot of that in the past. And these are people like who can rap. They got words. They're like walking thesauruses. But there's some of those battle rappers that I've listened to, like in terms of like their songs that they put out, and I'm just like, I'm not like I wouldn't say I'm a fan of, just because it doesn't capture my attention, or it's not like pleasing to the ear. And that's not taking away from like their ability in terms of their writing, because their writing schemes are like crazy. It's just there's a different sound when it comes to like song, as opposed to just like being a good rapper. And I'm in the process of like I'm still in the process of trying to learn how to write better, scheme better, practice on my cadence, my flow switches, but also trying to make it sound, pleasing. Has a lot to do with the beat, has to do with the chorus, and just to make like, man, you're like, wow, this is a good song, as opposed to this man is rapping super fast, and he's saying a
Sure.
lot of things, but it's not capturing the attention. So that's something that I've learned as well in this process.
Good, good. Well, how have you like benefited from all this? I mean, apart from some of the things you have been learning along the way, developing, growing in, as well as just your pure, enjoyment of doing it, of rapping. How else have you like benefited from all of this? And how can perhaps how can we benefit from it? Well, you got any encouragement in that direction for those listening?
um well, I'll say a benefit for me is just like it's been an outlet, an avenue of um it's an outlet and an avenue that I can like express things, and just um like these past couple years is kind of, I've been through a lot, and you can hear it like when you listen to my songs that I write. So it's been like very therapeutic. I think for those who, how people can benefit, I mean, depending on you know music in general can influence like your mood and what you think, and can bring up certain thoughts, and you can even reminisce. I'm like, oh, I was here when this song came out, so it's a good tool to have, um and to listen to, depending on like what kind of mood you're in. But like for me, it's just been an outlet to like express like how I'm feeling, and yeah, so it's been like very 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 therapeutic. So, and I'm sure it's been therapeutic for people who listen to music as well. Some people, you read in the comments and stuff when you listen to your favorite songs, it's like, oh, this got me through like depression, or I listened to this song when this was happening in my so music has that power. So
And you're hoping to do the same for whoever and any who listen to your songs, right? Um, is there as it relates to content, because right, you're able to express yourself. It gives you, it's like a platform for you to give you a voice to express yourself, right? And content matters, right? Content is very important, not just its structure, not just how aesthetically pleasing it may be to one's ears, but just the content itself, the truth that is being communicated in the songs and the lyrics themselves. Is there uh, any particular recommendations with that, or perhaps even rappers you recommend that have good content that's also instructive, helpful, educational, etc., um, or that are also just great at telling a story, right? Like some of your songs do that, right? So they're great at communicating a story, and then the story is rich with content as well. Um, what are your thoughts on that?
No, yeah, I mean, I think content matters, and there are you're gonna get people to listen to certain songs because they're looking for something in terms of the content. Um, like Lynn is someone that I listen to a lot, and even like his like the way he raps and his cadence and stuff, but like it's more like the content that he raps about, which is very theologically rapping about God, rapping about uh vast doctrines of the Bible, but it's in a way that it's like, over a beat and the flow, and it's like, bro, and you can even like learn a lot from just listening to certain rappers like that. And of course, you can learn, like, I know J. Cole got a couple of songs, like he's a conscious rapper. And, if you are, um, there are rappers out there who talk about like issues in life. And those are the rappers that I kind of gravitate toward because there is a message behind it. But it's not only a message, but how they deliver it. Because you can have a message when it comes to rap, but if your delivery sucks, like I'm not finna like I'm not gonna listen to it. In terms of the rapping, right?
Sure, sure.
You know, so um, so yeah, and so yeah, I mean, content does matter, and um,
And so does delivery.
yeah, and so does you know delivery when it comes to raps. And like I said, there are people who even could write poetry, can do spoken word, but when you listen to them on a song, and it is a preference too. I don't want to say like I'm the standard of which like it's good music or not, but you know, majority of people can tell you if this song is good or not just based on like how it sounds, the cadence, the flow. And there's some people who look for bars, there's some people who look for the beats, there's some people who look for the content, there's some people who look for all of it. So people have their preferences, but I'm more of the lyrical content, but also I do enjoy if it sounds good on the beat, you know.
Yeah, you want the best of both, right? So a more complete song.
Yeah.
Are there any other thoughts, comments as it relates to this topic that you may want to share, bring up, or even discuss at this point?
Um, no, I mean if there's people who like wanna, get into music, and I've only been like rapping for I want to say like 3 years, so I'm not like an expert at it by any means. But I would say that if you like enjoy writing and want to even like do music, don't allow don't think that all because I'm not X, Y, and Z that I can't do it. I mean, they started somewhere, and I feel, and that's how I felt when I started to rap. And saying I would even, I'm not even saying I'm a good rapper, but I do enjoy it, and I passed the barrier of like I can't do it. Like I've done it, whether it's good or not, that's for people to decide. But don't allow, don't don't allow, like, hey, because I don't sound like Eminem or J. Cole or Kendrick or Tupac or Biggie, then I can't do it. You know, I think anybody can do anything if you put your mind to it. You know,
Yeah,
like study the art form, practice. If you're really passionate about, and this is something that I do enjoy doing, and I want to get better at it, and hopefully that can translate into more people enjoying the music that I put out. So
yeah, for sure, man. And then once you got your YouTube channel going, later on, perhaps I could even add that link to it, to this episode in the near future, so that people can check your stuff out. So, yeah, I mean, with that, that's good. And I just want to thank you for joining me to briefly discuss rap and kind of like uh, your take on it, your experience with it, your journey with it, and even your current and future work with it. So we appreciate that. I've heard some of your stuff, and I do, I would encourage folk to check it out once it's available. Um, and yeah, and I'm also thankful for your friendship, and thank you for being willing to discuss this topic with me.
no problem, bro.
All right, man. Good talking with you. Good seeing you, man. Have a good one. And to the listeners out there, peace.